Goal Getting, Don't Just Set 'em, Get 'em, Episode 0. Are you a goal setter? Do you want to be a goal getter? Goal Getting, Don't Just Set 'em, Get 'em will provide you with proven techniques and skills to set goals for successful goal achievement and to replace negative goal-killing programming with positive goal-getting oriented thoughts so you can get the goals you set. I'd like to thank my friend, Mark Sentinger, for providing today's theme music, Baccarat. You can check out more of Mark's work at marksentinger.com. Well, hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Goal Getting, Don't Just Set 'em, Get 'em, your goal-getting podcast, and I am your host, Tony Woodall. I really would like to thank you for listening. This is the culmination of one of my goals that I've set for myself, and that is to create and record a podcast. I used to podcast back in 2004 and 2005, and life got busy. I became successful at what I was doing. I'd achieved one of the goals that I had set for myself, and I just honestly got busy traveling and doing things that put me away from concentrating on the podcasting and the blogging that I was doing in 2005, and just kind of got really busy having a great time doing what I enjoyed and what I loved and what I had set as a goal for myself. I had achieved my goal. Today, I'm starting my first inaugural episode of the Goal Getting podcast, and I really do appreciate you listening to this with me. I want to be able to share some of the things that I've learned throughout my life, setting goals and how to effectively set those goals. So not only am I going to show you how to set those goals, but also how to get the goals that you've set. I've attended a lot of different seminars in my life and did a lot of studying on goal setting and goal achievement from many different motivational speakers who I love very much and enjoy listening to them, and put together a seminar of sorts called Goal Getting, Don't Just Set 'em, Get 'em. And I didn't think about how was I going to get that marketed out there? How am I going to tell a bunch of people what this is all about? I set this up for, as a seminar for realtors and mortgage bankers and other businesses and community groups. And I actually presented it to many of them over the years from about 2004 through 2010, did a lot of seminars with these different groups, and I actually had the program set up as a continuing education course for the Georgia Real Estate Commission and taught it to different boards of realtors for realtors so that they could get continuing education. The purpose of this podcast is to share this really with the world, because we had a lot of successful people that have been through this program, and some of the things that I've going to be sharing with you that I've learned through the years, that I really want to spread the wealth legitimately, so that we can, the wealth of information, not everybody else's wealth, because I don't necessarily believe that, but I do want to spread the wealth of information to people out there on how to effectively set their goals and how to get the goals that they set. So, again, I do appreciate you listening to this inaugural episode. We're going to be talking today about how to set goals, how to change negative programming with positive success-oriented goal-getting thoughts. And we're going to talk today specifically about 3 critical concepts for successful goal setting. Have you ever set New Year's resolutions? The time of the year, at the end of the year, before January 1st, you have a lot of people that go out and start setting New Year's resolutions for themselves. They try to come up with ideas that will help them better themselves, do different things. There's all kinds of different resolutions that people set. Do you know what a resolution is? I was looking at dictionary.com trying to figure out, exactly what a resolution is, and it's defined at dictionary.com as a formal expression of opinion or intention made, usually after voting by a formal organization, legislature, club or group or whatever, concurrent resolution, joint resolution, resolution to borrow, which from being in the lending industry I'm familiar with extremely. And the second definition is a decision or determination, a resolve to make a firm resolution to do something. And that's what New Year's resolutions. You make a decision or a determination to do something. And there are many of determinations and many resolutions that people set throughout the year. The unfortunate thing is that, many people really don't ever accomplish those. They never, ever complete the New Year's resolutions. And why is that? Really, because setting New Year's resolutions just do not work. It doesn't. New Year's resolutions don't work. I call it the New Year's resolution season, which is from January through April. Gives about 3.5 months before people give up or stop thinking about their New Year's resolutions. And why is that? Because they really are only thinking about New Year's resolutions. They're not really trying to achieve a goal, and that's really what works. Goals work. New Year's resolutions don't really work. So today, we are going to be covering what I believe are the 3 critical concepts of goal setting. As we get into the rest of the episodes in the Goal Getting podcast, part of the Goal Getting Don't Just Set 'em, Get 'em program, we'll learn a lot more concepts and steps to successful goal setting achievement. But today I just really want to give you a brief overview for the inaugural episode of the 3 critical concepts of goal setting. The first concept I call the what. What is your goal? Have you ever heard of Napoleon Hill? Napoleon Hill is the author of several books, the most famous one he's written, and that many people, many goal achievers and motivational speakers know very well, and that's Think and Grow Rich. And if you've not read that, I highly encourage you to pick that up. You can get it on Amazon.com and many other locations, many bookstores for very little, a few dollars, $5, $6 for paperback. But it is something that you should read at least once in your life. I've read it many times, have it on Audible, book on tape or book on CD or audio, whatever. I'm telling my age from books on tapes. But anyhow, Napoleon Hill wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, and before he did that, he really went around interviewing all the successful people of his time, people like J.P. Morgan or Andrew Carnegie. And the one underlying theme that he found for all these successful people of his time was that they all had clearly defined written goals. Every successful person that he talked with, that he interviewed, had clearly defined written goals. And there's really 2 key points here in this concept that I'm talking about, and that is clearly defined and written goals. The first of those is writing your goals down. Write it down. That is probably one of the most important steps that I've outlined in my 9 Steps to Successful Goal Achievement ebook that I've created for you, because it's one of the most important steps that you should take. When you write down your goals, it anchors it in your mind. It also helps provide a visual cue for you. And we're all very visual people. So we really want to be able to, have a picture of what our goals are. And one of the easiest ways to do is just to write that down. I like to use handwriting in cursive, and there's other reasons for that as we get into the goal getting program. I'll explain that a little bit more. But writing your goals down anchors it in the mind. It helps keep it part of your subconscious mind. So when you write it down, you have some place to go back when you need to remind yourself what it is that you want to achieve. Clearly defined is the other key point. It's important to be very clear and very specific about what it is that you want to achieve. If we go back to the New Year's resolutions, one of the most common and the most set New Year's resolution is that people will lose weight. Their goal or their New Year's resolution is to lose weight. It's the most common, and unfortunately, if you go to the gym a lot, most of the people who are regulars at gyms hate the time of year for the New Year's resolution season from January to April because the gyms become packed. It is a godsend for the gym industry, the fitness center industry, because that is their biggest time from December through January. They get the most people signed up, and the gyms just become packed. And the regulars hate this time of year because you can never get a machine. You have to wait in line on things that the different pieces of equipment that you never had to wait before, because everybody wants to go into the gym and wants to work out. They don't fret too much because they know that by April, most of the resolutionists, or the NYRs as I call them, will stop coming because they're going to give up on their New Year's resolutions. It just doesn't set with them. They don't really have it as a goal. It's just a determination that they're going to do, but it's not really something that they really keep up because they just set it to themselves that my resolution is to lose weight. They really never went about setting a goal. Now, I, like many people, probably you, have set that goal for the coming year to lose weight as well. It's not a New Year's resolution, but it is actually a goal. My goal for the coming year is to lose weight, but I've written my goal down and I've set it to be very clearly defined and very specific. My goal is I will get out of bed on Friday, May 1st next year, and step on the scale to read that I now weigh 185 pounds. Excited, I will put on my new 36-inch waist jeans. That is a specific goal. You know, one of the things I like to talk about and I say is specific is terrific because it rhymes, but also because it's really important that you do write down clearly defined goals. So when you set your goal, be specific as possible when you set that what. What do I want to accomplish? Be as specific as possible. What is one of your goals? Have you set clearly defined written goals for the coming year or for this year? Do you have what you want to accomplish already defined? Have you set it in writing? Yes, set yourself some clearly defined written goals as soon as possible, and every time you set a goal, make sure they're clearly defined. The second step I'm going to call, or is what I call, the how. When I talk about the how, what I'm really talking about is measurable actions. What is it that you need to do to achieve the goals that you set? If your goal is to win the lottery, and I certainly hope it isn't, because that's not really a goal, that really is a wish, and it's because it's a total game of chance. You have no way to actually do measurable actions on winning the lottery, except for one. And obviously, if you want to use that as your goal, you have one measurable action that you have to do, and that minimum is to go out and buy a lottery ticket, choose a quick pick, and that's about it. You have done all the measurable actions that you can. The rest is up to chance, and odds are you're not going to win. So what you really need to do is go out and set a realistic goal. And what are your goals, and how do you go about achieving it? So what are the measurable actions that you're going to need to take to achieve that goal? Let's take that weight loss goal. You know, there's only one real way to lose weight, one real diet that's effective that you should follow, and that's what I call the L&M diet. Yes, I'm the founder of the L&M diet, not really, but I like to call it that because it means basically eat less and exercise more. L&M, eat less and exercise more, because that's really what it takes to lose weight. The key to weight loss is to burn more calories than you take in each day. That's the bottom line. If you're going to lose it, if you want to lose it, you have to eat less and exercise more. Did you know that it takes about 3,500 calories a day to burn 1 pound of body fat? 3,500 calories. That's really not a lot. You know, if you go out, and it totally amazed me when I went out to dinner one night and started looking at the calorie counts and saw that one meal at one of my favorite restaurants was over 5,000 calories just for that one meal. That's not counting the bread I ate before that, the beers that I might have drank along with that dinner, or the dessert or anything else after that. The one meal itself was 5,000 calories. So that's an amazing amount when you look at it. So if you want to burn the calories, you have to burn at least 3,500 calories to burn 1 pound of body fat. So what to explain that? If you have a 500 calorie deficit each day, basically you burn 500 calories more than you eat and take in 1 week, you will lose 1 pound. That's 7 days times 500 calories. That's 3,500 calories. So that way you will lose 1 pound a week, which is a healthy amount of weight to lose. If you wanted to lose 2 pounds a week, which is, you know, an acceptable and usually achievable amount of weight that you should lose to be healthy, then all it's going to take is about 3,400 calories that you would want to burn to be able to do that. So and that's just in that day. So if you want to double that, again, 500 calories by the end of the day, you'll have a little bit less to burn if you do that. So let's look at this. 7 days, 3,500 calories, 2 pounds a week, not bad, easy to do. To do that, it's about 1,000 calories that you're going to have to lose, burn in excess to have a deficit of 1,000 calories. So now what you have to do is set a measurable action plan to achieve that. And we know that we have control over the amount of calories that we eat and the amount that you burn. What you need to do, and what I recommend doing, is finding out what your normal calorie burn is each day, your base calories burned. I like to use a fitness wearable device. I used to use the Nike Fuel Band. Unfortunately, it died on me after a couple of years, so I'm in the process of looking for a new one. But the Nike Fuel Band told me how many steps I took each day and how many calories I burned each day. And I gauged how far I was going in my walking to mass transit, the BART station to get to work, and how far I walked during the day between our office buildings for meetings. And it showed me exactly how many calories I burned in a day. And then I knew how many additional calories I needed to burn after that to be able to meet my burn goal. But it set up my base burn rate. And after that, I needed to work on the other area, which is determining how many calories I wanted to take in during that day. Check with your doctor before you start working on any fitness program or any weight loss program. It's important that you know exactly what you need to do. We don't want you to do something that's unhealthy or dangerous for you. So please see your doctor before you undertake any fitness or weight loss program. When speaking with my doctor, we determined that I could use a 1,200 calorie a day diet, eating program, if you want to call it that, and still be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle. What was recommended by my doctor was to have 300 calories at breakfast, 400 calories at lunch, 300 at dinner, and 200 calories for snacks a day for a total of 1,200 calories. That was easy for me to maintain that and still, eat healthy and also eat well. There was some good food that I could eat and maintain that calorie intake level. So to achieve a calorie deficit 500 for the day, I would have to burn at least 1,700 calories that day. And if I wanted to double that, I'd want to burn 3,400 calories. So what you have to do is then figure out, if you normally burn about 2,000 calories a day with your daily activity, you only need to burn about 1,400 more calories per day. So what can you do to burn that? Well, just go check it out. Look at Google, find exercises or things that you can do to burn calories and start writing those down of what, steps that you want to take to achieve that, and then just go out and do it. So write down what your goal is for burning calories. Each day, write down what you did to accomplish that goal. Track how many calories you burned that day. Also, write down what your goal is for eating calories. Eat your meals and track what you've eaten and how many calories you consume that day. I use a program called MyFitnessPal. It keeps track of what I have, and it has calories already defined for many of the foods and meals that I eat on a daily basis. So it's very easy to track all that and keep the goal in mind when you're eating using a tracker like that. Again, that was MyFitnessPal is what I've used. It's available on iOS and Android devices, I believe. But keep track of what you did each week so that you'll know how well you're doing and you can keep yourself on track. The third concept I'll call the why, and to me, this is the most important concept in goal setting. I tried for years to set goals and to achieve goals and often didn't achieve them. I didn't know why I couldn't achieve my goals until I learned why I wanted to achieve them. And, that was the biggest aha moment in my study of goals and in my life, is learning why I wanted something. Knowing why is very important. When you get tired, when you get fed up, when you really want to quit, you just can't take it anymore, all you have to do is think about the why. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why did I set this goal? What is the purpose of my life or this particular activity that I'm trying to do? If your goal is to lose weight, and if you want to do that, if your why is so that you'll be able to walk your daughter down the aisle at her wedding, think about that. Visualize that when the going gets tough. If your goal to lose weight was to be healthy and live long enough to be able to watch your child graduate from college, think about that. Visualize yourself watching your kids walking on the stage and accepting their diploma, throwing the tassel to the other side of their cap. When you get down, when you get tired of it, when you really want to quit, ask yourself why. If you know your why, you'll be able to stay motivated. You'll be able to stay in the game. You'll be able to stay the course. When you think of what, the how, the why, like three circles, sort of in a Venn diagram, the center connection of those three is successful achievement of your goals. And that's what we're here for at the Goal Getting Podcast, is to help you achieve your goals, to help you overcome negative programming, to help you efficiently and successfully set your goals so that you can go out and achieve your goals. Thank you for joining us on Goal Getting. Don't just set them, get them. Your Goal Getting Podcast. You can find us at goalgettingpodcast.com. And I'm Tony Woodall, your host and the founder of Goal Getting. Don't just set them, get them. Thank you and have a wonderful week.